Good evening, everybody, or afternoon. It is meteorology H12 forecast, guys, and hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful Friday evening or afternoon. And I apologize for posting a bit later. This is usually like 4 or 2 hours later than I usually post because I was at a winter dance with my school. We got out at 6, and I kind of got home like right now. But yeah, the new GFS front has came out, and we actually have new winter weather advisories issued ahead of this winter storm, and even windstorm watches for this Midwestern and northern plains storm that will take place very early next week. That could bring in around a half foot of snowfall, but not going to be huge snowfall wise. But it could still cause issues throughout these areas in the northern plains. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. We've been getting quite a lot of viewers in the past couple of days. It really means a lot, and we've gotten a lot of new subscribers. So yeah, let's try to get to 1.93k. That will be one step further to 2k, which I'll be doing my shout out video at 2k. But yeah, also be sure to big like button if you really enjoyed the video. Be sure to share this channel to friends or family that love, to any people who love daily weather forecasts. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what the new GFS updates bring and all that, because I actually haven't been able to really look at it since I just got home and I was gone for 2 hours. So yeah, let's check in this video. Alright, so I do apologize if my voice is a bit weird too, because I was actually screaming like a lot, because they started playing Country Road and Old Town Road and all that stuff, so that's why my voice is a bit shaky. But yeah, other than that, hopefully it's not that bad. Again, we have winter weather advisories now for areas near Bozeman, Montana, and Helena, Montana, and also we have a couple near the border of Wyoming and a couple for northern Idaho and those higher elevations in the Rockies. We also do have a couple out here through areas of north central and northern Montana. Not many big cities there, not really in buildings or anything, but we'll definitely have a lot more advisories for these more plains areas, but these are more for the higher elevations and just higher hills. But again, this is where we technically not really have that many mountains. And we also have windstorm watches in effect for the Yellowstone National Park, and we also have winter. We also do have high wind warnings and high wind watches and high wind warnings. So we could possibly see blizzard conditions, but not necessarily going to be as bad again. We will just have these winds just south of it, so just bring windy conditions more for the southern plains and the southwest. But necessarily, it won't really bring blizzard conditions. It won't be that type of storm. But yeah, now we're going to be looking at the European radar. Hasn't updated since earlier today. We do again have the next by later into Sunday, we'll start to have this snowfall kind of really getting a bit bigger again. It's gonna be forming these higher elevations, gonna bring some snow for Yellowstone National Park and also northwestern Montana, those very high elevations. In the Rockies. And as we get now more into now Sunday afternoon, we'll see a huge increase of snowfall. Now I'm going to bring some snow near Bismarck. Going to bring in a lot more snow now for north central Montana. Going to bring some snow for Billings and Bozeman, and then a bit more snow now into Logan, Utah, into areas in the I was about to say Yosemite, Yellowstone National Park. And then by Monday, that's when we'll see a bit of a bigger storm. As you can tell, it's going to be a widespread plains and Midwestern storm. Going to bring some snow out a bit more down to near maybe even Cheyenne, Wyoming, maybe even western Colorado. So it is becoming a bit more widespread within snowfall wise. We will be seeing a bit more snow now for Duluth, Minnesota. Looks like we'll be a bit lighter snow now for Minneapolis and Rochester. Looks like they'll definitely be seeing a lot less snow. It looks like areas into Fargo will be seeing a bit more snow, and even areas into northwestern Wisconsin near Eau Claire will also be getting a lot more snow. And then later into Monday, that's when later into early afternoon on Monday, that's when we see that snow. But again, for Minneapolis, but will be a bit less. We'll start to see that snow now for Des Moines. We'll see that snow for Duluth, but we'll have the heavy snow throughout areas in Minneapolis and St. Paul and Eau Claire, and then starting to get in these areas of northern Michigan near Marquette. And that will bring some snow by Tuesday into areas near Lansing, areas near Milwaukee, maybe even rural Illinois, Madison, Wisconsin, Green Bay, and then should just bring in a little bit of snow throughout these areas near Indiana, near Fort Wayne, areas near Detroit, very close to Detroit. And then we could have a possibility of maybe a small southeastern storm right here that could bring some snow through the southeast. But again, it's not looking super duper likely, as it most likely. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying there's a chance it might change, but there's also a chance it might not change. I want to give it a 60% chance of happening and a 40% not happening. But of course, it's honestly the South, so we're just gonna have to wait because it can change like last minute. So now we're gonna be looking at the next 48 hours where we're gonna be seeing the snowfall. So we are gonna be seeing this very heavy snow dry areas into western North Dakota, and very, very heavy snow for Billings, Montana. Gonna have some snow out here near the higher elevation to Utah and also Colorado. By the next 60 hours, it's a bit more widespread throughout the northern plains, but not as widespread as the European is showing for the western or for the central Rockies. We'll be seeing very heavy snow throughout areas near western Minnesota, southeastern North Dakota, and northeastern South Dakota. Going to be seeing some very heavy snow in these areas. And then by the next 66 hours, which is now Monday morning-ish, we'll see some light or some moderate to heavy snow through Duluth, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, and having a bit heavier snow out in these areas at Eau Claire and entering the areas of the Panhandle of Michigan. And it will bring a bit less snow, not as much snow from Muskegon or Detroit. Yeah, nothing really going to be that bad of a threat for these areas into the Midwest. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of a bit different now. It looks like maybe the European took over with the more snow for the more snow on the radar, but not necessarily more snowfall. It has actually increased a little bit in snowfall, but I think the GFS is still showing a lot more snow. I guess heavier rate, as you can say, but just not as widespread. So again, it actually could bring in around up to half a foot of snowfall now for areas into Colorado and northern New Mexico. But again, that's necessarily going to really be a huge threat as it's just in those higher elevations outside of town. But we are going to be seeing up to 4 to 6 inches throughout north central Montana. We'll also be seeing up to 4 to 6 inches throughout these areas into southern North Dakota. Bismarck can be seeing up to 2 to 3 inches. Areas not much snow at all for now. Areas into South Dakota, maybe a trace for Des Moines at most. To now, the snowfall totals have increased so for Minneapolis on the snowfall for snowfall now up to 2 to 2.5 inches, and Rochester so hanging out around 1 to 2 inches. Duluth now up to 4 to 5 inches. Snowfall is now up to 6 inches throughout northwestern Wisconsin, and up to 3 to 6 inches throughout the northern part of Michigan. So again, not necessarily really a lot higher snowfall wise. And then this becomes a bigger threat for the snowfall. I'll post on this could possibly affect areas into Texas, not Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, maybe Georgia, and Mississippi and Alabama. Again, it's just not 100% accurate yet. But yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what happens with the storm, honestly. And we're still not sure about this storm at all yet. We don't really know snowfall-wise. We don't really know location-wise. So yeah, it's just taking a little bit of time with these models to kind of agree because they're not really agreeing. But yeah, here's the GFS snowfall. Again, a huge difference. Again, it's also showing again this heavy snow throughout these areas, up to about a foot of snow throughout this higher elevation to, and more of western Colorado will bring about a foot to a foot or a foot and a half throughout areas near Yellowstone National Park. So we'll bring in a lot of snow throughout these border of Idaho and Wyoming. Up to 7 inches now for southeastern Montana. That is a bit different than the European. It's showing a lot more snow. And up to 8 to 9 inches for north central Montana. So that's also a big difference. Also, the big difference is right here for southern North Dakota and northern South Dakota, bringing up to around 4 to 5 inches of snowfall, which is a big difference between the European. Snowfall totals for Minneapolis and St. Paul have actually decreased a little bit now, agreeing a bit more with the GF or the European, with only getting around an inch to 2.5 inches. Rochester about an inch. Areas in central Minnesota, though, will be getting a lot more snow, with up to 3.5 inches to around 5 inches of snowfall at really maximum. But again, so a lot of snowfall throughout these areas into northern Wisconsin and Michigan, with up to around 7 to 8 inches of snowfall. So going to be really, really heavy snow throughout those higher areas of the Midwest. Again, not necessarily going to bring in huge travel issues. Again, this is usually normal snowfall throughout these areas. I mean, yeah, this won't really cause any power, or it could possibly cause power outages if there's ice. Not looking like there's going to be ice at all. Just going to be some dry snow. Not really going to be any rain next to this as they're a high pressure system. So there won't be much rain except for these areas right here will be getting rain, but not necessarily going to cause any rain issues. Maybe travel issues. Maybe if there's a couple car accidents, which is definitely likely. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to have another video out, like I said, on the major warm front before this major cold front. But I kind of have a headache from the dance, so I'll think about it. But I'm most likely going to do it just to, just so you guys have the information. But yeah, after that other video, I'm just gonna calm down because I've actually have a big headache now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. It really means a lot when you guys support my channel. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to watch out tomorrow if there's any new big updates on this Midwestern storm. We kind of need these models to kind of agree, but I don't really think I'm gonna have huge major updates on this, as it's not as big of a snowstorm. I'll probably have a couple more updates this weekend on this cold and warm fronts, which are somewhat a bigger deal, as it's actually kind of a huge drop in temperatures and huge yeah, just huge change in pattern. But yeah, so yeah, bye guys.